So I got two articles here, two for one. White House wants crypto rules as a matter of national security. And then that's by Barron's. Unfortunately, it's behind a paywall, but I'm getting the gist here that they're gonna, now that the U.S. government has been kind of pretty. I mean, I heard back in the day if somebody was minting coins out of metal in their basement, they would like shut it down immediately, send the feds. And now people have been really surprised that the government has let this cryptocurrency flower, a bunch of them, without, they've been kind of tiptoeing around it, not very, very cautiously. And now I think they are, well, with the concern with the rising inflation and people being concerned about United States being the world reserve currency, obviously, if U.S. was to lose that, the welfare state, the empire would be completely gone. So I think they're going to try to take this crypto stuff a little more seriously. How much? I mean, I think they already let the cat out of the bag as far as maybe they could have snuffed it out in its infancy when maybe Bitcoin was like $100 to $200 or $400 a pop back in the day. If they could have just banned it outright, I think well, Bitcoin would have still, I mean, crypto would have still permeated into the financial system, but I think they could have delayed it. But now with mass adoption, with hedge funds, Wall Street banks, but like probably half of millennials or whatever owning crypto, it's now they can't just outright ban it, even though I'm pretty sure they want to. What they're going to try to restrict it more and more. So they're going to try to treat it as an asset. So instead of a currency, so every time you buy something or every somebody gives it to you, you have to declare that. It's not just like it'd be like a currency where you could just, you can get it, or you can transfer it to somebody else, or you transfer, like you can sell one crypto to buy another crypto. That's going to be a taxable event. Unlike, I think it's currency, you're just exchanging money. So they're trying to put regulations and red tape as much as possible, try to bog it down. But then why? Well, here's the answer. Biden team briefs Wall Street on potential Russian sanctions, including targeting its ability to convert currency and cutting it off from the global banking system. The the number one power that the United States as an empire is cutting countries off from the SWIFT, from the dollar. All those all these banks that in Europe, everybody uses the SWIFT to convert transactions from one currency to another. They would bully North Korea, bully Iran, and now here, if Russia was to displease America, invade Ukraine, or do something, well, they can take drastic measures and cut off the ruble from the global market system. I'm sure China sees this as a national security threat too. So, and Russia definitely now sees this as a security threat. So, I'm sure they did want to go off the dollar standard anyway. But maybe this will light a fire under their ass. And so here we go. The U.S. and European Union are developing a package that would include targeting Moscow's ability to convert its currency. Energy penalties are under consideration, cutting off access to SWIFT system, which manages 42 million orders a day for payments. U.S. officials worry sanctions could have global impact, sending prices soaring. Oh no. The White House for months warned Vladimir Putin of stern sanctions if it were to invade Ukraine, as Russia amassed 120,000 troops on the border. Yeah, so I mean, this is a huge deterrent, and that's one of the soft powers America has as far as the currency. I think eventually the genie's out of the bag, and Bitcoin and crypto are here to stay. People are gonna use them more and more and more, and I think that's going to be a good thing. Just like when record companies were selling CDs for $12 or $20 to get 12 songs. And the illegal Napster and the illegal MP3s disrupted that system. And even though now you can just legally buy all this music or just listen to this music on Spotify for a small fee, because of this illegal option was so strong that it forced capitulation. It forced this monopoly to be broken up, or for them to lower their prices. It changed the music industry. So now this crypto is going to, even though if outright China or whatever, or America, the countries would just outright ban it, it's still going to be very, very, I mean, it will go, maybe the hedge funds, some of the hedge funds can't buy it. Some of the retirement, funds can't do it, but it will still be used. People will still be developing it. And eventually it'll probably cause the United States and the dollar United States to capitulate and let people carry apps with hundreds of different cryptos they want to buy. And one of the in your banking app, this US dollar is just going to be just one of the currencies among many. And that's how it should be. And then that's going to keep United States honest, keep them from devaluing their currency too much. Let's jump into this article here, though. Executives from nation's largest banks were briefed by Biden's team on potential sanctions could levy on Russia if you invade Ukraine. Members of the Biden National Security Council met with the executives from the banks like Citigroup, Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, according to Bloomberg. The U.S. and European Union are developing a package that will include targeting Moscow's ability to convert a currency. Energy penalties, yep, already read that. SWIFT, the Society of Worldwide International Financial Telecommunication, it's used by over 11,000 financial institutions across the world, and it's essential to global finance. Without access, most financial institutions could not send money in or out of Russia. Implications for global trade from the financial markets must be major consideration for policymakers. So they're warning their friends on Wall Street that, hey, if you have any investments in Russia, get your money out now. Or if this happens, well, I guess, and Russia economy collapses, I guess it would be a good time, potentially a good time to invest in Russia, buy some real estate. One would think eventually, within a certain amount of years, the Putin administration or somebody would turn over, and then Russia would be back on the SWIFT system eventually, right? Even if Ukraine is added or whatever, or a Russian puppet is installed inside of Ukraine. One person familiar with the meeting said Biden administration expressed concerns about potential spillover effects to 2018, when sanctions against Russia disrupted a global supply chain, which sent metal and aluminum prices soaring. The United States is already struggling with its own inflation. And the United States could shoot itself in the foot again with like a ricochet, because I guess some metals or whatever. So this might send United States prices even higher, even though it completely wreck Russia. White House for months warned Vladimir Putin of stern sanctions to invade Ukraine. At the same time, U.S. sent a huge 200 million shipment of arms to Ukraine to help shore up defenses. 8,500 troops to be ready to deploy in Eastern Europe. I have no idea why U.S. has American troops in Germany, as Germany is completely capable of defending itself. Seems ridiculous, but 3 cargo planes going to Kiev, just talking about just armaments. Germany sending over helmets. She tweeted as a statement by Ukraine's U.S. embassy stating that some reports regarding today's conversation of President Zelensky and President Biden are completely false. He also encouraged careful treat to all information at this troubled time, especially from unconfirmed sources. The statement the White put out after a call said U.S. and allies were ready to respond decisively as Russian Russia further invades Ukraine. Yeah, just a bunch of saber rattling. But amid the increasingly alarming rhetoric from the West, Zelensky and his senior staff have been calling for calm, insisting that while the risk of attack is high, it's far from certain and unlikely to come soon. Several high-ranking Ukrainian officials have also spoken out this week in an attempt to tone down the rhetoric. Actually, I'm not super caught up onto this Ukraine Russia conflict, mainly because it just triggered me too much. I know Russia has some pretty amazing, smart people living there, but they're living in poverty and economic desperation because of just awful, stupid, horrible leadership. But that's the tragedy of Russia always. So I'm not reading every news story that's coming out of it, but the whole thing about crypto, this is definitely an issue to watch. That crypto is going to threaten crypto is going to threaten the dollar dominance, and if everybody's using crypto, you could see that being cut off from SWIFT wouldn't be a good thing. Wouldn't really hurt Russia or China, and that's definitely a thing to watch. I'm sure that's one of the reasons why United States government is going to is going to lose the dollar is going to lose the standard, but it's going to be kicking and screaming all the way down.